How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to run through a relatively early preview of the game between Ireland and Wales. Now, there's been some changes in terms of both sides, and I wanted to run through and just go through all the news. So first up, we start off on Wales. Um, Obviously, we have the big news: Gatland out, Howley out. Um, Matt Sherratt takes control of the squad, and immediately, what does he do? He brings in Jared Evans, he brings in Gareth Anscombe, and then he brings in Max Llewellyn. These are all players that you kind of would have expected to start the Six Nations, but for whatever reason, I think it might be because of personal rifts, this did not happen, and we've seen Wales fall lower and lower and lower to the point where they are now below Georgia, sitting in 12th. Um, a lot's happened, right? I'm hoping that with this changes, things will things will be better, right? And I think these changes have made Wales a very, very big potential banana slip. Honestly, I can't see Ireland losing. They personally are much better. They're a much better side than Wales, considering the players or not. So I think it should be a relatively routine win. I mean, Wales, yeah, they're going to make it difficult. They're going to try their best to keep Ireland out. But when you have Prendergast in the form that he's in, you have players like Ringrose, Bondiaki, Caelan Doris, Van der Fleer. You know, there's not much that you can genuinely do to stop monsters like this, right? So I do see it as a relatively simple Ireland win, but it is promising to see this, right? And having these players come in, like I said, they're going to become a banana slip of a team. They're going to be revitalized. They're going to come in with something extra, that extra little kick. And we've always seen it in no matter what sports. As soon as an old manager goes out, that maybe they're not seeing eye to eye or whatever it is, they've lost the dressing room. As soon as someone else comes in, you get that extra oomph of out of the players. And it would be amazing to see if that happens again. But chances of them beating Ireland again are pretty small. So yeah, I want to know what you guys thought. What your guys' thoughts are on the call ups for Wales. Whether you think that they will make a change. Honestly, the experience and quality. Anscombe and Llewellyn have been killing it for Gloucester. Llewellyn already has 7 tries to his name, so he's going to be a big, big thing. And the one thing that Wales have always been lacking is that firepower. They don't seem creative. They aren't making any plays. They are predictable. And I think one thing Max Llewellyn's going to bring, he's going to bring that power, he's going to bring that force, he's going to bring that speed, his ball carrying ability, and hopefully a couple tries as well with him. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how this plays out. Honestly, I think all three of them are immediate starts for Wales. But yeah, we'll see. I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are in relation to these call ups. And yeah, Ireland, on the other hand, though, we all know Ireland. We all know how monstrous they are. They are a star-studded team. And then you have Gary Ringrose, who he's just signed a brand new contract to keep him. I think, yeah. So he's going to be playing for Ireland for the 2027, well, until the end of the 2027-28 season. My brain just went crazy there. So yeah, so he is signed up until the end of the 2027 season, and that will also holding up until the World Cup, right? These are big, big, big names that have now signed brand new contracts, keeping them there for the foreseeable future. And look, it's gonna be interesting. This is gonna come back. This is gonna boost the Irish even more, right? And then not only that, you have players like Ty Furlong, Mac Hansen, who they were already kind of getting close to fitness, and then obviously they didn't get played. I think Mac Hansen pulled out because of, I think, a bit of a hamstring tightness, and they didn't want to risk him, so they've left him out, let him rest. We have a couple. Well, we have until the 22nd of February for everyone to be fit. And I'll tell you what, if Ty Furlong is fit, he is starting. And I can't say Bielam hasn't done a fantastic job, because he has done an absolutely tremendous job playing in at that tight head prop position. But unfortunately, I do feel that that position is locked in by Furlong, right? I do just feel that that position is locked in. And if he is fully fit, Furlong is starting. And then, oh my God, how scary are they going to be, right? Obviously, Ireland, they played well, not having Mac Hansen. Calvin Nash came in with a try. And he played an absolutely brilliant game. So the not having Mac Hansen didn't hit them too hard, but have missing a player like Hansen, it's it's night and day. Having his ability, his pace, his quick feet, you are just so much more likely to win once he is on that field. He just kind of brings that energy to the field, which I do love watching. And yeah, in terms of like head to heads and things like that, Ireland, they in terms of head to head, Wales actually have won more over Ireland, but this is a different Ireland than what we've ever seen. So I think the last two meetings have been won by Ireland. The meeting before that, I think it was like 2021, 2022 Six Nations, where Wales beat Ireland. But again, we are talking about a completely different crop of players, completely different crop of players from both sides, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. Unfortunately, I do have this one for a solid Ireland win. Um, it's just it's just what it is. Ireland are just too strong from the front to the back, and Wales are going to need to pull. They're not just going to need to pull a rabbit out of a hat. They're going to need to pull a bloody rhino out of that hat to get anything out of this game up against Ireland, because Easterby has them working like a well drilled bloody machine. They are so consistent. They are deadly from the front, from the back, in defense, in attack. They are right now the most complete team in the Six Nations. One of the most complete teams in the world. And again, I say this not necessarily because of bias, because of fact. Outside of South Africa, who probably have the most depth in players, Ireland is a firm number two in terms of just sheer quality on what you can bring in. Because when you have forwards like Porter, Furlong, Sheehan, Bielam, Kelleher, it's ridiculous. And then you move on to, you got Baird, you got Conan, you got bloody Byrne, Van der Fleer, Doris. It's just ridiculous, right? It is absolutely ridiculous. The amount of quality that they have in their squad, the amount of depth that they have in their squad as well. Yes, they do lack in bits, but then again, so do South Africa, so do New Zealand, so do England. No matter where you go, there's always going to be a lack in a squad, but you can only try to be as consistent and have the best possible replacements at any given point. But that is a constant battle that any team, any team is fighting. So I want to hear what your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. I want to hear if you guys think that Wales will have a resurgence, having these players come in, having Matt Sherrod come in as well. And then do you think that Ireland will be able to manage a Grand Slam? Because they beat Wales, yes. I'm pretty certain they're gonna run through Wales. You have France, which is the game after, so I think that's round 4, and that's the only banana. Well, I say banana peel. That's the only team that I can honestly see beating Ireland out and out. Right? Um, can they do it? If they do it, because France, they are very capable of doing it. We've seen the squad, and we've seen the way they play. They don't play to normal formations. They play very, very free flowing rugby. So pretty much everybody is given right, especially those backs and like your Duponts and um, your Jalibers. They are given kind of free roam to make things happen, which make them very difficult because you never know what they're going to do until they do it, if that makes sense. Um, so they're the only ones that I can honestly see beating Ireland. But if Ireland come through with a win, it's a grand slam for Ireland. I can't see anybody else beating them, and that will be what, the third grand slam in a row. It was not grand slam, third Six Nations in a row, and just absolute making history as they should. This is the one of the best Irish sides that we have potentially ever seen, and they are only going to be getting better and preparing for the 2027 World Cup. I can't wait to see them for that World Cup. It is going to be spectacular, especially when you have players like Byrne, you have players like Gary Ringrose that have now just signed contracts, keeping them until then. Obviously, they are getting on in their age, but they are still playing some of the best rugby that they've ever played, and they are some of the best players in the world. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I want to hear from you guys. And on that note, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.